Well, I just came back from watching Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It was awesome. But to be honest, it doesn't really feel as amazing as some of the earlier entries in the MCU, including the first Avengers movie. There, I said it. And before some of you decide to Will Smith the crap out of me, let me explain. So early on this week, Facebook actually reminded me of this post I made back in 2012. Just came back from watching The Avengers. This is one of the best superhero movies I have ever seen. Part of the reason is that I have always had a soft spot for superheroes, but also everything about this movie was impeccable. I wish I had enough money to collect all the Avengers action figures. Whoa. Be careful what you wish for there, buddy. So it might sound believable, but back in the day I was never a huge fan of Hollywood superheroes. Back then, I was conditioned to think that Western superheroes were uncool because they didn't have any giant robots. As someone who grew up watching Japanese tokusatsu, I wasn't exactly keen on Hollywood's more serious approach to the concept of superheroes. With all the world building and political dramas, I think sometimes Hollywood movie makers are too occupied trying to make it realistic, they forgot to make it fun. And then came the first Avengers movie. And I don't mean Captain America the First Avenger, I mean the first Avengers movie in 2012. I remember being totally blown away in the theater. It was something else. It was something I'd never seen before. It was also the start of my descension into madness. But for the first time, superheroes were no longer one-dimensional characters who wake up a hero and go to work a hero. They felt like actually flawed individuals who struggle with human emotions. For the first time, superheroes could be fun while still manage to take themselves just seriously enough not to come across as campy. And to me, 90% of the experience is just the anticipation. When the first teaser drops and everyone begins to go banana with all the fan theories and speculations. And somewhere during the journey, I realized I wasn't just in love with the MCU. I was in love with the pure escapism I got from discussing the movies. I was in love with the community. I was in love with the friendships I made along the way. The MCU to me is like a journey that I felt personally involved. Each phase and each movie represents a milestone in my youth. Like Guardians of the Galaxy was when I was admitted to college. Age of Ultron was when I opened my first class. Endgame came out when I was at rock bottom. It's like no matter my headspace at the time, as soon as that logo starts rolling, that theme song starts playing, I was back. I was back to being a carefree, aspiring 15-year-old. But that treasure past also set some sort of unreasonable standards for the future. It seems that with every movie after Endgame, no matter how many times Marvel tried to outdo themselves, nothing will ever come close to the experience I had with the first 10 years of the MCU. Of course, Marvel is stepping up the game with every new movie, but at the same time, I am also getting older. What does that mean? Well, having more responsibility, and of course, being more and more desensitized. Back then, me and my friends would buy the early ticket out of excitement. Nowadays, I still do, but mainly to avoid spoilers. And also because I wouldn't be able to get off work later. I came to the theater because I need to catch a break, on top of I need to see this movie. And as soon as the movie was over, I was immediately yanked back to my everyday concerns. Will I be able to go to work the next morning? Am I going to be able to have enough students for the upcoming courses? You know what I did after watching the first Avengers movie? I went home and bought an ice cream. There's a line in the Multiverse of Madness that sort of hits home to me. I really hope this doesn't count as spoiler, but sometimes in a movie, Doctor Strange asks another character, "Are you happy?" I don't know, it feels like he was not just talking to that character, he was talking to me. Am I happy? Are you happy? I'm not sure. If I went back in time and showed everything I have to my 15-year-old self, he would have said, "Wow, what an incredibly handsome man you are," and then told me I was the happiest man on earth. So apparently Marvel's movies have come a long way, and so have I. So if I have accepted that new movies being different doesn't mean they're being worse, I guess me not feeling the same doesn't mean I am any less happy. You know, some people would go all the way to dismiss Marvel's movies as being one and the same. And I agree. That's exactly why I still watch them. I don't care if it's Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, Help Me Man. It's always a piece of an ever-expanding puzzle. And even when we persist just because we've made it this far, it's still worth it. You know, in a way, it's pretty similar to life. Even when we wake up, do the same things over and over again, holding on to a pipe dream. Even when most of our days are not what we have come to expect. Even when most of our days are just par for the course. Life as a whole is still worth living. Maybe just to see another day. Or maybe to see another Marvel's movie.